stars. All right. I'm coming. Cerridwen Hold's castle was mostly open and airy. Large windows let in plenty of light and gave the sense of being outdoors, and very few rooms were completely closed off to the outside. The castle stretched to the heavens, an asymmetrical spiral that pierced the sky, stone that reflected the sun and moon like iridescent opal. It was extravagant, and it was home, and it almost always felt like you could kiss the stars from within. The study was one of those cut-off places, tall, imposing, and sheltered with not even a single window. Setting foot inside was like entering a different world, an area held in abeyance, wherein Elketh could only hold her breath until it was, finally, time to leave. She found it very unsettling. "Have a seat, Elketh," her father said from his grand oak desk. She should have known something was wrong then. She was dripping wet, and her father would not want her on his leather chairs under normal circumstances. But she was too excited at being told the answer to a long-awaited mystery to notice. Her father's chair was practically a throne, a plush red extravagance which stood out sharply beside the mismatched chair next to him, wherein her mother sat. The queen consort Dwenwyvar was radiant. Elketh liked to think she inherited that from her mother, in a midnight blue dress trimmed in silver that set off her deep brown skin. Her mother took in Elketh's state, rain-soaked in her riding clothes with a raised eyebrow. Elketh's bottom squelched as she took her seat. She had to hold her knees in her hands to stop them from bouncing. "I don't suppose you can have Isolde send for a fresh dress," her father said to her mother, as though Elketh were not there at all. "I'll have it done at once." Elketh cleared her throat. "What am I dressing up for at this hour?" The king scratched out something with a quill pen onto parchment. He liked to look busy, as though you weren't worth his time, Elketh always thought. "You are meeting the new consort tonight," he said. Unusual. Nobody had told Elketh things would move along so fast. "Oh, I see." "Do you?" he asked. She raised her gaze to his, answering the challenge. "Who is she?" "A princess." In her head, Elketh pumped her fist. "Of Olwen?" "Of Torden." Torden. Elketh racked her brain but couldn't imagine the place. She had guessed her father would set her up with someone else from the Elven Islands. They squabbled with one another regularly and could always use the stability that came with a marriage alliance. The long lifespans of elves made the opportunity to cement marriage alliances rare. "I confess, father, I do not know Torden." Alarm bells rang in Elketh's head when she noticed the pained look on her mother's face. "You do know Torden, honey." Elketh bit her lip. Sure, geography wasn't her strongest subject, but she was positive she hadn't missed something like an entire country. Unless it was a very small country. Oh, stars. Maybe even on the continent. She had no desire to spend 50 days with the consort's family on the continent. "Torden and Linby have been tense for some years," said King Gareth. "As you know, I have made an agreement with Torden to give them our army as a military ally, a preventative measure against the numerous warlords of Linby if they were ever to strike." She did not know either of those names. "Elketh, sweetheart." Her mother glanced at her father. "Torden is just over the channel." "I apologize. I didn't realize there were any elf countries right over the channel." Over the channel was pure orc country.